Hey guys, how's it going? Thanks for joining for another Puzzle and Dragons video. I'm Alpha, and today we're going to be in the Japanese version of Puzzle and Dragons, and we're going to be doing a team tour. So without any further ado, let us hop on in. So this is going to show the teams that I'm currently running as well as the teams that I am working on, and I might even try and throw together one at the end. Off of some newly pulled cards. Now, this is the team that I have run for a lot of the content. Now, before I got these collies both pretty early, and you can tell that this team it's a little bit redundant because Lightning creates a Dark Collie board. Um, you get true damage from Lightning, 10,000 true damage, and she also makes a Light Collie board. And, I'm sorry, Dark Collie. I don't know if I said Light Collie originally, but it's Dark Collie board. I have a Dark Collie, which of course does the same. She also serves as a bind clearer. I have a Light Collie, and Lightning does not use hearts to activate, so Light Collie actives are better. But the best thing is that just like Awoken DQ XQ, when you hit a full row of light is how to proc the highest multiplier of the leader skill. So using a Dark Collie board and then hitting a Valkyrie active is the best way for me to just blow things up. And then I have Light Metatron in there for Unbindable Bind Clear, and you can see the redundancies in this team. It's just the best of what I can do right now. I could get rid of Metatron. Yeah, I'd probably get rid of Metatron and put in Muse. He would cover the blue, and then I would have a 2x attack for gods, and you could see Lightning is not a god, Dark Kali is, Light Kali is, and Valkyrie is not. So we'd be boosting attack on 3 of the cards, because Muse is as well. So if I really needed to burst, I could do that. But honestly, I like being almost as mono light as possible since I'm trying to make either light TPAs for Light Kali, or ideally, of course, putting together 5 or 6 orbs to fully proc the leader skill. So that's the Team 1 slot, and here's Team 2. So this team I just love playing, and it's funny, this team has maybe 19,000 hit points, and I could clear almost everything just, I mean, definitely not easily, but I could work my way through almost all the current level descents, legendary and mythical, not, myth plus and stuff like that. Not with this team. But Renove is, of course, a color matching Heart Cross lead, and one of my favorite cards in the game right now. He is a Earl of Hell that plays an electric guitar and has just awesome art. So I just really think he's great. So of course, Dark Kali is going to make every orb match, at least 3 of every type of orb, including hearts, and I need 5 for a heart cross. So I have 2 heart makers on the team. So I'm not only covering colors here, but I'm also getting my heart maker. I have an unbindable bind clear that makes hearts. So Razuel does light into hearts. Then I have Thumbelina, who's like, well, she needs she needs to get some awakenings there, so she's fully unbindable. But she is an unbindable bind clearer. When she gets her awakenings, she's half unbindable at the moment, and she makes hearts as well. She makes fire orbs into hearts. So I have 2 heart makers that I could hit at any given point in time, so I could put up my shield and get the full attack multiplier as well. And then, of course, I've got Lightning, who, again, is true damage and gives me that Dark Kali board. So I have board makers, I have bind clears, I've got heart makers, and I did put a whole bunch of Wood Pea into Renove. Or you know what, I might have actually gotten some natural skill ups and then finished with Wood P or something like that. Um, but he's on a 3-turn cooldown, making hearts as well. So I just love playing that team. I love playing. I've got a much more ideal team in North America, but I kind of like how scrappy this team is. And I'm legitimately using a Thumbelina, not as an inherited skill, but as an actual card. Hopefully I'll be upgrading the team as I go, but until then, it's doing its thing. So this team right here is just a world record. And once I get, I think my goal is I have a second Tsubaki, and I would probably honestly get rid of um, Gadius because nothing chains off of him except another Tsubaki. And to fully proc Kinnikuman's leader skill, you need 12 fire orbs because you have to match at least 4. So you're only making TPAs here. 3 will not trigger a match. And you can do 8 orbs, so 2 TPAs would give you a 16x, which gets multiplied 4 times just from the leader skill. You get 2x everything from each of the leads. So that is, what, a 64x attack, and that pretty much clears out everything. The 25x is just a huge, huge attack, but that 16x, 2 TPAs, this bad boy will be hitting for over 1 million. So you can see how this works here. I have 2 TPAs on the lead, plus we're hitting for 64x. So and that will be, of course, at least 2 combos. So the 64x gets multiplied by 1.5 twice, just for the TPAs, and then again for however many combos there are. So this is a hard-hitting team, and because the leader skill boosts everything 2 times, I have over 100,000 hit points. And you can see I have 2 cards in Razuel and Gadius that aren't even max level, and I have precisely 0 of them fully hypermaxed. I'm getting there with Kinnikuman. But actually, and funny enough, his HP pluses are the ones I'm missing. But it's a pretty awesome team here, and I could just wreck most of everything with it. Everything that's a kill shot on most teams, like, oh my god, I'm going to get hit for 60,000. It's about, a little over half your hit points, so you got to heal up, but you have 4 times your recovery as well. So that's not too hard either. And he transforms wood orbs as well as what's the term I'm looking for? Like the danger orbs, the trash orbs, poison, jammers. He transforms those into fire and will give you 1 turn skill haste. So obviously the deal is, he's at 7 turns with a haste. Tsubaki 7 turns with a haste. If I get that second Tsubaki farmed up, that'll be another 7 turns with a haste. Razuel is in there for 3 TPAs and hearts. Sometimes you do need those hearts. And then I have Jun Ra, who is in there because I don't have a lot of fully developed fire cards. There's frankly probably some better cards in there. And depending on the dungeon, actually, it's probably better to leave in a Gadius once I get a skill level up and sub out this Ra. Once the Tsubaki is developed, of course. Speaking of Tsubaki, this would be a Tsubaki-led team here. And it's exactly the same concept. I won't get into any details. This team here is most definitely superior to this team. But sometimes it's fun to just play different styles. So Tsubaki, of course, you're matching 5 with a Sparkle to get part of the leader skill, and then putting together a Fire and Light match to fully proc the leader skill. And she is due for a buff in Japan, which will eventually make its way to North America. So I'm really interested as to what they're going to come out with for her, if it will buff her dramatically. Obviously, both Kaede and Sumire are pretty much regarded much higher than she is as a leader. Although I have seen people clear some pretty amazing stuff with Tsubaki, so it's doable. This is actually just my button farming team. this is what I got going on. Of course, it will be a much better button farming team when I actually get the skill boost in Red Odin, but I do have 3 in Lightning, 4 in Tengu. It will be another 3 in Red Odin, and then the 2 in Ra. So you could tell this is a button team when I am being carried, when I'm joining someone else's team that has all the buttons and I'm providing just skill boosts. Don't know why I have Gomon there. Putting someone else that has skill boost would be much more helpful. Um, Here is I don't even know this guy's name. I called him Tornado Arm Shredder, I believe, when I did the Pad Bros podcast with Evan when we first went over this card. Um, he's pretty awesome. So again, you're boosting up all the stats, and you need it's a fat row. I believe his full multiplier. It's like a fatty fat row of dark orbs. It's 12 connected to get the full multiplier. So obviously you're making rows here. So we have Pandora, Akachi, Oda Nobunaga, and Zuo as his team there. This team, it wrecks stuff pretty well because I have Pandora skill level 1, Akachi's all the way up, Oda Nobunaga skill level 1, Zuo, he's actually up now at 4, and he's at 5. But basically, there's a lot of stalling involved with this team. You can stall pretty easily with it, but things take a little while. And now that I have the red Kimikuman, because I got that all the way at the end of the collab, so I was running that guy for a decent amount. But the red one is definitely a bit better to play, and I enjoy making TPAs anyways. This is obviously a team. This is a work in progress. I wouldn't really run this team right now until this Tsubaki gets developed. But once that happens, this team could definitely wreck stuff. This is the new ultimate version of Ilm. Again, not quite out in North America, but we'll be getting her maybe within a month, something like that. So this team will be pretty good. And then, honestly, this team is one of the ones I'm very excited for. This is definitely a work in progress. This would not see the light of day right now. I was pretty much just trying to cover colors and put in whoever's a dragon, which honestly is probably not the best approach if I wanted to run the team now. I should cover colors and just put in strong cards and deal with stuff that's just, not having dragons. Sharius boosts dragons, attack and recovery, I believe 1.5 on each of those. And then, of course, you're matching all colors and hearts to fully proc the leader skill. Jormungandr would actually be a decent enough sub on the team, covering 2 colors I couldn't otherwise easily cover, and giving me, I believe, a fully proccable board. I'm not positive if he makes hearts at the moment, but I think he does. I know he makes jammers as well, but he also acts as a poison. So it's definitely very useful to have some utility there. And these guys should just get on out of here. I was just putting in whatever's a dragon. Trying to cover colors and just mess around a bit. Anyways, that's definitely a work in progress. And pretty much the Krishna I just pulled, the team would be something very similar to what this is. This is going to be, fire orb makers and haste most likely. It's kind of what I have to offer for fire right now. That's kind of how the box looks. So anyways, I'm clearing the majority of the content with teams 1, 2, and 3. Honestly, not so much with Lightning anymore, just because the team has maybe 18,000 altogether for hit points. And I guess, do I have the hit point buff here? Nope. So I don't have that yet. So it's just very glass cannon. Renove, I enjoy playing, and even though I've only had about 19,000 hit points, I'm putting up shields constantly, and I could make hearts multiple different ways, so it keeps me not only healing, but it keeps me defended. And then, of course, when I just really want to smash stuff, this team, honestly, with a little bit more farming into both the levels and skill levels, I'm guessing I could clear Arena 1 with this team. Maybe a little bit of a crazy claim, given it's definitely not a ideal team, but the damage it does and the hit points you have and the recovery you get, it's just overwhelming. It's amazing. So honestly, one of the reasons I haven't put up a lot of run videos is because I was running stuff with Kinney Kuman, and it's almost not that exciting. Everything is just steamrolled. But we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll get some videos up with that. Anyways, guys, we just passed 15 minutes here. I just wanted to go through the teams I currently have, the teams I'm running. I know at some point this team will be getting, instead of Metatron, I will most likely be getting, once I can get the Awoken form here, would be Awoken Isis for sure. And then what other cards am I definitely trying to develop at the moment? Honestly, I do want to farm Jormungandr, and I definitely want to farm or get Awoken Susano up to task for Sharius Roots. So that will be great. And I think that's about it, honestly. That's Tsubaki, Awoken Isis, Awoken Susano. Those are kind of my focuses on development. And until then, honestly, I'm clearing. I mean, we could take a real super quick look into what's going on here. This is the special tab. And you can see I'm clearing the majority of what's available. I'll go through and clear a few descends a day, just solo, and do farming whenever I need to. It's tricky to remember to farm, Thursday dungeon on Wednesday, and stuff like that. But it's fun playing this account. I look forward to creating some great content with it and seeing how far I could get at, I would say a somewhat low rank. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I'm Alpha, and you'll see me next time.